Welcome to the Morning Wood. I'm your host, John Hyslop, joined, as always, by my friend, the great Matt Modi. What's up, Matt? How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, Slop. One more day until we get closer to dong season, and that's really just what I've been counting down.
Me too. I literally cannot wait to bet a bunch of dinger parlays, but we got one more day for that. Here's the thing. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. I'm going to let you go first because you dotted up this board with with green. Which is good.
Yeah, the opposite.
Red, but keep going.
Yeah, the opposite of red. Yeah, well, a lot of people have been calling me the first quarter king. I would obviously never call myself that, but I appreciate the people that have been calling me that. Obviously, we know that this show is me versus you and that we are not a team. So glad to get one in the victory books for me today, or for me yesterday. But look, you're only as good as your most recent bangers. So 3-0 yesterday does not help us today.
No, it actually does not. Let me think. What did I have? I had Jimmy Butler triple-double plus 1,800. Again, I mean, it takes a man to make a bet like that. So I could see why I'm the one doing that on this show. So that was tough. He did not show up. He was awful.
The Warriors.
And Santi Aldama, 15-plus points, plus 114. That was not totally his fault. He missed a couple threes early, and it looks like they got mad at him because I think Desmond Bane pushed him at one point in that game. He still scored 9 points under that kind of pressure. Not bad. He had 9 in the third. If he would have came in the fourth, he would have made it. I've told myself that. I told myself that last night. Still telling myself that today. But they were up by like 1,000 points, so he never came back in the fourth, and we had to hang the L. Is what it is. What does it looks like 35.15 units in the green, which is nice since we started doing this. But like you said, it's your most recent banger. That's all that really matters out here on these streets. So I'm going to let you go ahead and go first.
Sure. Yeah, we'll stick in the first quarter market. I've had a good lot of successful days doing that. Number one, it's the first quarter king. It's Luka Doncic over 8.5 first quarter points. I mean, the fact that we're getting this at 8.5 for even close to even money is a little bit of a gift. It's minus 105 odds at ESPN Bet. There's not much I really even need to say about Luka in the first quarter. He's hit this number in 12 of his last 15 games. 11 of those 12, he actually scored 10 or more points in the first quarter. So the fact that we can even get 8.5 for roughly even money, minus 105, I'm okay with that. It's pretty good. Specifically with LeBron in the lineup, he scored 9 or more points in the first quarter in 8 of his last 10 games. Good matchup against the Pacers. What I like about the Pacers is the way they play defense. They don't send help to guys like Luka. They're just going to let him cook you one-on-one. That's why they get lit up by number one options. Now, these were all games when Luka was still on the Mavericks, so it's not exactly apples to apples, but these two teams played earlier this year. Luka put up 14 points against them in the first quarter. Last year, he played the Pacers twice, scored 9 or more points in the first quarter in both of those games. He's still been doing it as a member of the Lakers, so it's somewhat relevant, but Luka over 8.5 first quarter points, minus 105, ESPN Bet.
Sweet. I'm going to go back to Justin Edwards, 20-plus points, plus 164 at FanDuel. I know this guy let us down the other night, but we are second-chance people. We can't just ignore how Justin tried his best to get us home. The kid took 18 shots. Now, if you want to ask how a guy could take 18 shots and not score 20 points, that's fair. But that's a skill issue, not an effort thing. We want guys that are going to try for us, and damn it, Justin will. The Sixers have been playing this guy 30-plus minutes for the last 5 games, so it's reasonable to think that they'll do it again tonight. They're not trying to win games right now, and having Edwards out there all night long seems to be working. They haven't won a game since they started playing in big minutes. But here's the thing. They've got a very soft target tonight in the Washington Wizards. They aren't trying to win either. We've got a suck-off on our hands, which is normally not a good thing when this many dudes are involved, but it's fine for tonight. I think Edwards is going to take 1,000,000 shots again and totally redeem himself from the other night. This feels too easy.
Anytime you can bet on the suck fest, you kind of just got to do it. I'm going to bet on a guy. His name is Justin Edwards, over 4.5 first quarter points, plus 100 odds at Bet365. So at least 5 of those 20 points that Justin Edwards scores tonight will come in the first quarter. You were all over this last game. I was wondering if you're going to go back to the first quarter in this game. Scored 9 points. That's true. I'm the first. That's fair. The scary part is
the first quarter guy, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, you were a first quarter guy even before I was. But anyways, the minutes that he plays in the first quarter can be a little bit spotty. Nick Nurse doesn't really on a nightly basis. He doesn't really know what he's doing. But his last 3 games played 9, 9, and 11 minutes in the first quarter. In those games, he scored 8, and 11 points in the first quarter as well. The 4.5 number that we're betting, he's hit in 7 of his last 11 games. And the matchup against the Wizards, it's about as soft as a matchup as it possibly gets. So Justin Edwards, last time he put up like 9 shots in the first quarter, whatever it was. We just need him to score 5 points tonight. I think he can get us there. Plus 100, bet 365.
I'm going to go AJ Johnson, 15 plus points, plus 190 at FanDuel. I've already said it. We've got a bullshit game in Philly tonight, and I've had it circled all week. This is the time of year when we have no idea what's going to happen, so we need as many who the hell is that guys as possible. AJ Johnson was born to be a who the hell is that guy. I don't even think this dude went to college. He's like one of those guys that just shows up out of nowhere when you play franchise mode on NBA 2K. But here's the thing. This kid can ball, and he's going to get an opportunity to show it tonight. There's no Chris Middleton, no Keyshawn George, or Marcus Smart stopping him. This kid might play 30-plus minutes, and he might even start. If he doesn't, that's fine. He went for 17 points last time out in 28 minutes off the bench. He's going to see a team in the Philadelphia 76ers that are doing the exact same thing as the Wizards. So we have that working for us too. Nobody wants to win this game except for the who the hell is that guys out there. This could easily be the greatest bet of all time. It actually feels too easy.
Could be the greatest game of all time as well. I'm going to head to the Celtics versus Suns game, but I'm not going to go Porzingis. I'm going to go Jaylen Brown over 5.5 first quarter points plus 100 odds at ESPN Bet. Now, obviously, Porzingis is always a great bet in the first quarter. I like Brown a lot more in this specific matchup, in this specific situation. The biggest reason why JB hasn't been the first quarter king this year that he was last year is because the rotation changed between him and Jason Tatum. Tatum usually plays the whole first quarter while Brown doesn't, but no Jason Tatum tonight. He's doubtful. He's not going to play. Tatum has missed 5 games this year. Jaylen Brown played all 12 minutes in the first quarter in all 5 of those games. So even though he's 1 game back from the knee injury that kept him out about a week, he should see maybe not all 12, but between 10, 12 minutes in the first quarter. 3 of those games that Tatum missed, Porzingis played in. JB still played 12 minutes in that first quarter. And the matchup against the Suns is about as good as it gets. They allow the 5th most points per game via transition, the 6th most points per game to pick and roll ball handlers. They foul at an above average rate. JB loves to get to the line. 10 of 13 players per Props Madness with Jaylen Brown's scoring profile have hit the over against the Suns, both since the All-Star break as well. And the volume is just insane. You look at the games in which Jason Tatum missed, those 5 games. He averaged over 7 shots in the first quarter in those 5 games. And you look at the 3 games with Porzingis, without Tatum, he averaged 8 shots in the first quarter, went over in 2 of those 3. So Jaylen Brown, 5.5 first quarter points, even money, ESPN Bet.
I love it. I love it. All right, that's going to do it for today. I feel like we just went 5-0, so there is that. That's good. I'm going to be back later on today with Matty Chucks at 3 p.m. We're going to go through the slate at Profit X. I'm also going to be back with Aton at 4 p.m. on this channel using the Odd Shopper tools to find even more bangers. So you don't want to miss any of that. Get subscribed. Get the notifications on, because at some point we're going to drop the 3-leg opening day pitcher K parlay. We're just waiting for a boost on FanDuel. So FanDuel, if you're watching, throw us a boost. Let's get the show on the road. Also, go over to @JediModai on YouTube. Check out Matt's page. There's a lot of stuff you might want to see over there, including a ton of dingers. We'll see you later on. Thanks for watching.